Have you ever had stuff to do, but you actually feel like doing this? Well, if that's the case, those are the days where you're gonna have to keep going even though you don't feel like it. And those are some of the most important days in your life because you're doing a workout when you do that. And it's not a physical workout, but a mental workout. You're working out a mental muscle and one of the most important muscles in your entire body, the discipline muscle. Right now where I live, the seasons are changing, the days are getting shorter, the nights are getting longer, it's getting a little colder, winter's around the corner. And a lot of people are struggling with motivation to get into the gym, to do anything really. It's hard to find motivation to leave the bed when it's 50, 60 degrees or less outside. Like, why leave your nice, warm, comfortable bed? And so short on motivation, a lot of people make the decision to stay in that cozy bed, stay where it's comfortable. Why leave your comfort zone? That's crazy work. And well, to be honest with you, if you're turning to motivation on your hard days, you might honestly be, working from the back. You're already making a mistake because that's the wrong muscle you want to use on hard days. You don't want to be turning to your motivation, your emotions to make you get up and going. You don't have to be excited to get the work done. You want to be turning to your discipline. You want to turn to that muscle that allows you to get the work in no matter how you feel. It's cold outside, doesn't matter. You're sleepy, doesn't matter. You had a bad day, still doesn't matter because you're relying on your discipline, not your motivation. Motivation is very emotional and finicky. A motivation says, hey, I don't feel good today. Hey, it's cold outside today. Hey, I just had a fight with my significant other. Hey, things aren't going my way. And motivation, and when the emotions get low, the motivation gets low, a lot of people quit. And we can't quit. We got big goals out here. That's why you gotta work on and cultivate that discipline muscle. Discipline is gonna be what keeps you going even though you don't feel like going. And discipline is gonna be your best friend in all of life. And discipline is truly what makes champions and the successful people. Because there's this illusion, this facade lie in a lot of people's head that says, people make it because, they have more motivation than me, they're more positive than me, they're more, put together than me. But in actuality, a lot of people who are at the top are really, people with great discipline, people who get the work in no matter how they feel. You're not making any excuses. You understand that, hey, there's things bigger than yourself, and your goals are those things. Your goals are bigger than, whatever emotion you're having at the time, because emotions pass. And if you choose to slack on your work because of your emotions, what doesn't pass? What doesn't pass is that feeling of shame and guilt, and just knowing that you allowed yourself to waste another day, another moment of precious time and precious life when you could have been getting after it. If you're new here, I'm Baltimore City personal trainer and weightlifter, but that doesn't mean that all my videos are only going to be one-dimensional about fitness, because fitness really, in my eyes, mirrors life. A lot of the themes, topics, and fitness, you could turn around and apply it to every single day life, just like discipline is massively important in fitness, but discipline is also massively important in life. But if that's something you'd be interested in, you want to catch videos when they drop, they're dropping all the time, 2 times a week. Subscribe here, join the Fit Fam. But yeah, there's gonna be videos always about fitness, and there's always gonna be, a little bit back to fitness, but really fitness, it's fitness for life. Get your physical healthy and your mental healthy. Now, if you wanna cultivate your discipline, I would say there's a few things that you could do to make yourself, be in the best spot. And one is, if you make a promise to yourself, you can't break that promise to yourself. Your word to yourself is maybe the most important word there is in this world, because it's gonna be your foundation for your relationship and your word with everyone else. So you promise you can make 2 YouTube videos a week, you gotta make those 2 YouTube videos a week. Keeping the promises that you make to yourself is paramount. But before you even make a promise to yourself, to make your goals, or to make that promise less abstract, make a goal. Make something measurable and attainable that you're actually after. So make a promise to yourself, but actually bring some kind of concrete goal to it. Hey, I'm gonna lose weight. That's a very weak promise to yourself. Maybe I'm gonna lose 10 pounds. And now you have a clear goal. And now that you have that goal, you can break it up into manageable bite-sized pieces, which also helps your discipline, because now you have tasks that are oriented, that are related to your goal. So now being disciplined is as simple as accomplishing those tasks that gets you to that goal. Hey, I'm gonna lose 10 pounds. How are you gonna lose 10 pounds? I'm gonna go to the gym every single day, no matter how I feel. Now you have a clear metric, you have a clear way to stay disciplined. Make sure you get your tasks done, be task oriented, along with your goal to keep that promise to yourself. Speaking of which, I'm headed to the gym right now while also making this YouTube video because I promised myself I'm going to make these 2 YouTube uploads a week. Got to give back to the world, give back the gift of fitness. And also I promised myself that I'm going to make weight for my first powerlifting meet. And I got a lot of training to do on top of weight loss, weight management work, which is cardio, fasted cardio every single morning. But you make a promise to yourself, you got to keep that promise to yourself. And that's how you cultivate your discipline. It takes pool. Pool day is always a lot because you have deadlifts, pull-ups, and then Olympic lifting work. But pulling is one of the most important and fundamental movements in all of, just existing, as well as weightlifting, aesthetic, bodybuilding type. You get the idea. Pool day is a big day. But I've been going hard. I've been going so hard. I haven't missed a day as far as, legs, major lifts this week. Also, push day was yesterday when I was moving some things yesterday. The barbell was going. So yeah, I'm feeling a little low on motivation as well as energy. But I will say I had a huge meal last night. It was terrific. My baby girl made it for me. It was like, ooh, right on point. And so I'm going to take that energy, those calories from last night, and discipline, and get it in right now. Oh, I hear a skateboard. Let's see if he does a kickflip. Not gonna happen. But yeah, you get the idea. Gotta stay disciplined. I'm not feeling the best, but that's not really what matters. I'm not running off of motivation because I'm running off of discipline. I know that there's gonna be days, especially in wintertime, where it's like, oh, it's cold outside, oh, whatever. Just walk to the gym. I'm not gonna say it's cold. I'm well dressed for it, but sun's not out, and some people call it seasonal affect, seasonal depression. I'm not giving into any of that because this is just seasonal discipline. I like this little bit of a challenge of the cold. It's really, it separates, who's getting after their goals and who's just staying into the, same place going into the next year. If you want to have a good 2026, you got to get started on it in late 2025. Yep, let's get it in. It is pool day. Whoo! Just gonna let B-roll run because I do not have the energy to talk to this camera and get a full pool day in, but be right back. Gonna be in the gym in the next shot. Back, and now we're in the gym just like promised, getting my warm-up started, and that's the other thing. Staying disciplined, have goals. With goals comes a routine. Having a routine is killer if you want to stay disciplined. Because once again, if you had that goal, you know what you're working towards. And now that you have a goal, you have a routine that helps you achieve that goal. I don't feel like the most excited to lift right now, but that doesn't really matter. And now I'm going through my routine, going through the motions, warming up. Number 1, never skip the warm up if you really want to make progress. But now that I'm going through the motions, going through my routine, I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little bit better. So let's keep warming up and seeing if the juice doesn't come back for this heavy lifting session, this heavy pull day about to go down. Whoop. Another reason I was feeling sluggish before today's session is I'm just at that point in training where getting to the next numbers, pushing the training means lifting some super seriously heavy weight. And I'm feeling that last clean at 235. I don't actually feel like going up, so I'm gonna skip going up in weight today because I got some seriously heavy deadlifts to get to right now, and then tomorrow is heavy squats. Alrighty, time for the final heavy set. But this is the thing about staying disciplined. Staying disciplined allows you to be successful even without being successful. What I mean is, it doesn't actually matter if I have a successful deadlift here. This 45 can go or cannot go, but I'm already successful because I did what I had to do even though I didn't feel well, and I got all my tasks done. Just attempting the deadlift, just making it this far when feeling like, I don't want to do anything, that makes me a success. It's a discipline W. And discipline is the most important muscle in your body. Most important muscle in your body, emotional or physical. That discipline muscle will make you successful in anything you do in life. So yeah, today was a success. But let's see if we can pull this 485. I don't know how I'm feeling, but I'm gonna do it anyways because I made a promise to myself. You see? Let's go, baby. Alrighty guys, discipline, super important, the most important muscle in the body. But it is very necessary to say, don't confuse discipline with just your basic grind culture. Because grind culture leads to burnout, and if you're burning out, you're not accomplishing your mission. That's a mission failure. And the reason that you're disciplined in the first place is so you can be successful in all of your missions, all of your endeavors in life. And what's going on now is I'm getting in my cardio. I always do cardio. I tend to do my cardio fasted, but like I had said, today was already a training day that, I was already lethargic, having a hard time getting out of bed. I wasn't really running to train today. And with that being said, the fasted cardio I tried, I gave it 15 minutes on the treadmill and it just wasn't hitting how it was supposed to hit. So discipline can be flexible. That's what you learn years into the discipline game. So I say to myself, hey, I'm not gonna just not do the cardio. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a meal in me, I'm gonna relax, I'm gonna get a little rest in me, and then I'm gonna do cardio my real favorite way, which is not fasted, but outside, the beautiful outdoors. It's the gifts of nature, the free gift from life goes right with fitness. I love the greatest things in life are free. Nature is free. So sunset bike ride, the sun's actually set already. I was editing this very video right here, but just because I'm doing my editing work does not mean that I'm gonna lose sight of my goals for powerlifting, making weight, and just keeping fit. So discipline, but flexible discipline. And that's how you avoid burnout when you're keeping a high discipline lifestyle. Because if you're keeping too disciplined to the extent that you're grinding and you're just grinding gears every single day, you're gonna burn out and you're not gonna get what you worked so hard for. So be flexible with your discipline. I know I gotta make weight, I gotta be doing cardio every single day, and some days are easier than others, so I'm gonna have flexible discipline. I'm gonna get this cardio in the fun way, the way I love to get cardio in, on the bicycle, outside, and I'm keeping it safe. I've got bright colors, I got front light, and I got a tail light that I'm gonna put on, and always got my helmet on. That's how you bike safely at night. But I stumbled earlier in the video. I forgot to say, I'm that FitUnc, Baltimore City personal trainer, fitness fanatic. I'm a weightlifter, road cyclist. I love fitness. Fitness has given my life so much joy, freedom, just so much positivity has come from fitness. So this channel is how I'm gonna try and give back the gift of fitness to as many people as possible. So if you like this video, share with a friend, like, comment, subscribe, join the Fit Fam. If you ever have a question about fitness, ask it in the comment section. If I don't know or if I don't have the time to get back to you, I'm sure someone else in the Fit Fam in the comments will. There's tons of freaking knowledgeable people in this community. It's growing. It's all about real, honest, and natural fitness. I'm not hating on enhanced athletes because they have value and they have their own lane. But hey, I'm all about keeping it natural because how fit can you be if you're destroying your insides so optimize your outsides? That makes no sense. You really got to keep it real, got to keep it honest, keep it natural. But nonetheless, I'm gonna get this cardio in and then maybe get some clips for you guys on the bike. It's not the safest, so I'll see what I can come up with.